Hey guys, it's Matthew here once again, and since my last video, a couple of changes have gone through on my Spectral Throw Vaal, or Rebuke of the Vaal Berserker, and the main one is, as you can see, there's kind of a different microtransaction going on for my Spectral Throws now. That is simply because of the Illusionist weapon effect, and then I put on the Demonic Spectral Throw micro. Now, you don't have to have the Demonic Spectral Throw MTX enabled for it to look kind of funky. It is mostly the Illusionist weapon itself that does this huge sort of trail that turns your juggling Spectral Throw into a real weird, funky trail-based, I don't even know what the fuck's going on anymore, clusterfuck, let's just say. But the Demonic one does add a nice red tinge to it, and well, this is where we're at. It's not really anything, too mind-blowing, but it's the first time I've tried taking off the Spectral Throw MTX and then just using the weapons, and what do you know, it does make a pretty cool effect after all. Besides that, the character was pretty much wrapped up. We got to like level 92, I think, and almost hit 6k life, and was just pure Spectral Throw all the way with Rebuke of the Vaals. And it was successful enough in the end game, and the single target is pretty respectable, as you can see, versus the Chimera here, and had a couple of Deathless Uber Elders. It's not very good for a 5-way, and I don't think it ever will be, just because Spectral Throw is never that good as AoE and single target. It's either good as AoE or single target. You put in your slower proj and you got some pretty damn good single target. You put in your GMP and you have some pretty good clear. But if you're like just one or the other, then you're really not killing bosses that well, or you're really not killing a bunch of trash that well. And the 5-way kind of makes you want to do both at the same time. So I do have a little bit of a clip from the 5-way in just a minute, but it's really not that impressive, and it never was going to be, I don't think. For the Guardians and other map bosses and stuff, Spectral Throw, pretty damn respectable. You can see the DPS is there, put in slower proj, and go to town. And that's even well before I have any of my stacks of Blitz or Rage, which is largely what my character is based around. So ended up hitting something like 800 or 900k single target for Spectral Throw, and that is just the POB DPS, which you have to pretty much triple, because you do get usually about 3 hits in on average with Spectral Throw. But it's probably the biggest damage Spectral Throw I've done, and it's not the greatest skill right now for pure endgame, because like I said, you do have to have kind of both at the moment for single target and clear, and Spectral Throw doesn't really do both that well unless you have infinity gear scaling and damage, and I think that's only going to come into play if you do a cold damage deck stacking one, which will go quite a bit more expensive in the long term than something like this. For what it was, I think Rebuke of the Vaals weren't the worst choice here. They weren't the greatest choice either, but for a weapon that really is kind of hard to scale and really is kind of weird to play with, well, it did alright. I'm not sure I could really recommend copying it too much, unless you're just looking for a fairly easy to scale, early on, league-ish starter Spectral Throw, but even then, you're probably better off just with a pure cold one. This one was kind of just a meme and an exercise in trying to get something a bit hard to scale well. This is what the 5-way looks like. I have to use slower proj to be able to deal with the bosses in any sort of capacity, because that's just how I do 5-ways. If I was to skip all the bosses and just try and keep farming the ads, you could do GMP and it'd probably get you a few more bars of loot in the long run, but I like killing the bosses, and it's definitely a lot more fun that way, and for that, it's not that great. Now, I did also come across my first all in roughly 6 months or so. It's at depth 468. It took me something like 20 or 30 goes on this character. I have much better characters for it, but I could see that it was possible on this one, so I decided to go ahead and try it and keep bashing my head against it until I got it done. He's got increased area, onslaught, depth 468, and yeah, finally got him down. This is my first all in months and months of playing. Very fun fight, a little bit challenging, and I don't know, not all that rewarding if you don't get lucky. So this was the character, these are the boss kills. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Could have easily just died then, I think. Ah! Here we go. First try. We just start down here for fun. Come on, what is it? Oh, how do I get hit by that every fucking time? I think we're good, right? Yep, next phase, cool. By good I mean probably fucked, but next phase. You know, when he breaks out of like his ice phase, I need to either be way closer to him or way further away from him, I think. I'm standing within range where he's just always slapping me with his little dash attack, and that thing hurts a lot. I think. Problem is, I want to be just close enough to him that I can see his next attack. Gotta dodge it. God, come on, dude, I'm busy. First try? Actually, first try! What do we get? Fucking Purity of Lightning reserves no mana. And that's not the helm, is it? That's a piece of shit. Why did I get such a piece of shit? Actually, like 6 months of build up for this. I was going for too much damage in a standstill when I should have been standing that still. Okay, things worked out pretty well though. I don't know, sometimes you just tunnel vision too hard, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get all the deeps here. Holy shit, mechanics. I forgot they have those. Those Vaals STs are still going off. So cool. It's a bit of a shame though, I don't get any Vaal STs for this phase. Some good deeps in. Oh shit. Messed up, didn't I? Am I alive? No. Yeah, okay. It was sloppy at the end. Didn't kill Shaper when I should have. So then that meant I almost died. A jewel, a jewel, a jewel, a jewel, a jewel. Bam! How terrible. My first jewel in a while, and it's